Thank you. Please let's take our seats. It is a privilege to anchor this event today. My name is Edima Anyodo. The focus of this event is to unlock strategic finance through various projects to increase the availability of input technologies such as seeds and crop protection products to farmers across the agricultural value chain. With this, I welcome you all to this event, and I'd like to, at this point, recognize the presence of the MD CEO of NIRSAL, Mr. Ali Abdul Hamid, the Regional Director, Africa Syngenta, Dr. Lucius Kavizel, Country Director, Syngenta Nigeria, Mr. Sonny Ahmed, Executive Director, Operations of NIRSAL, Mr. Kennedy Nwaru, Executive Director, Technical of NIRSAL, Babajide Aroshafe, Country Manager, Affects, Ayodeji Balogun, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, I'd like to invite for the welcome address the ED Technical, Babajide Aroshafe. Please let's put our hands together for him.
Thank you, moderator. Good morning, all. Yeah, you're welcome to NIRSAL once again. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate you for coming into this program. Today marks another major milestone in NIRSAL. As you all are aware, NIRSAL is an institution that is focused on creating a structured environment for our farmers to be able to play and for finances to come to a well-determined, a well-structured, a well-framed work environment. And that is what NIRSAL is all about. And gathering people together this morning to say or to announce that a milestone has been achieved is to say to you that we are actually entering into a collaborative agenda with Syngenta to create that structured environment where services that are necessary for our farmers to move from point A to B will be achieved. And let me just give you an example. We all know that NIRSAL is at the forefront of driving the agricultural policy framework of the federal government. For that policy framework to be achieved, we all know that it will need a lot of value chain players, a lot of financial institutions, a lot of institutions like Syngenta to play within that structured environment. And for us, this partnership, it's expected to lay a solid foundation for that to play, for structured service to be provided, for structured extension services to be provided, for financial services to be provided, for things that will actually give a level of comfort for financial institutions to come with NIRSAL, to come with the federal government, to play within that space. And that is the expertise that both NIRSAL and Syngenta is bringing on board. This collaboration is not just an ordinary collaboration. It will, in a way, give support to what NIRSAL has been preaching over the past few years, over the past few months, that until we are able to calculate the risk that is within the agricultural space, when you have the expertise of Syngenta come on board, it then makes that uncalculated risk to be erased automatically. So we will give this opportunity to players, most especially the smallholder farmers that are the center of our own intervention, to say come in and play, because Syngenta is bringing expertise, NIRSAL is structuring the space, and they will say yes, we have the full confidence that whatsoever our effort, whatsoever our resources, whatsoever our investment will not be lost at the end of the day. That is what this partnership brings to the table. That is what this collaboration with Syngenta brings to the table. And I'm happy that today our MD will be doing that. We'll be striking that deal. I use the word that deal because it's going to create a whole lot of leverage going beyond what we signed today. So I welcome you to NIRSAL, and I welcome Syngenta. I welcome everybody here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Edie Texan. Let's now hear from the host himself, MD CEO NIRSAL, Mr. Abdul Hamid.
Ready for that? Okay, good morning all. I'm sure the protocol, I don't know whether EDTech has established it. I love to ride on pre-established protocols. So let me cut to the chase. I'll just go straight to my speech. NIRSAL is supposed to be a lean and mean organization. We go straight to business. Am I right?
Correct.
Great. So I would like to be permitted to stand on already protocol if established by EDTech. If not, I've established it. And we thank you all for creating the time to witness this MoU signing ceremony between NIRSAL and Syngenta, a chemical company. Today's event is a significant step and part of NIRSAL's overall global strategy as a risk management company working with key value chain players to develop and ensure that the adoption of sustainable productivity enhancing technology and practices to smallholder farmers, who constitute, I dare say, up to 80-90% of primary production of commodities in this country. And take note of what I said, productivity enhancing technology and practices. Ordinary Syngenta products are regarded as technologies. They are CPPs, they are seeds and other things. But what attracted me to what Syngenta was offering, and we have been talking with Mr. Ame for almost a year now. He has been with us all this while. Good job. He never allowed us to rest. So we came to understand the value on offer is not about products. And the regional director did confirm that a couple of days ago. He did say something that made me really look at the value offering very critically. He said, look, their objective is to ensure that the small farmer succeeds, makes money, creates great revenue. Why? So that he can go back with enough money to buy more of their products. Simple logic, isn't it? For me, anything that speaks to productivity that makes the farmer to earn more money, to preserve his crop, to be able to sell good quality crop means more revenue. More revenue means the capacity to pay back credit and loan. The capacity to pay back credit and loan means he becomes automatically acceptable to formal finance. He has track record. He is a good customer. He can support himself and he can build up his asset. So if you look back on it, the logic of having this kind of partnerships, while we're going to leverage the package of practice Syngenta has developed around the world, is can we adopt and adapt this to our local farmers, whereby, apart from the technology, package of practice alone can result in up to 80% boost in yield. Okay? I digress. So this marks the start of a very strategic partnership between NIRSAL and Syngenta Agrochemical, which is a renowned global brand involved in the development and production of seeds and crop protection products. We wish to specifically appreciate the Regional Director of Africa of Syngenta, Mr. Louis Cavazel, who came all the way from Switzerland to be part of this major event. Syngenta was formed in 2000 following the merger of Novartis Agribusiness and Zenega Agrochemicals. By 2014, they had become the world's largest crop chemical producer, with global sales in excess of $13.4 billion US. And to boot, they have footprints in over 90 countries worldwide. 26 of these countries are in Africa. So you cannot ask for a better partner to work with. One of our key challenges as a nation is how to ensure food security. Feed a rising population while ensuring sustainable income for our smallholder farmers who constitute the largest portion of our farming populace. As such, this partnership is a critical component of NIRSAL's value chain fixing mandate, as this will ensure the availability and use of quality inputs and the transfer, particularly the transfer of knowledge requisite for enhanced crop production, and therefore success in making money for the smallholder farmer. Companies can produce crop protection products, am I right? Correct. There are a lot of other players in the CPP market around the world and in Nigeria. But what is the additional value add? Can you also walk the talk by staying with our farmers in the field and hold them to ensure they adopt those detailed package of practices to make sense of your technology? I think that is what Syngenta is offering to us, and that is what we find very attractive. Now, our approach in NIRSAL is to look at agriculture from end to end through a value chain perspective. That is from primary production activities, land development, land clearing, input supply, mechanization services, irrigation, harvesting, storage, branding, packaging, wholesale, retail. And processing, did I mention processing? Key. And also using conventional and alternative energy sources. We're a very modern 21st century organization. We are very, very careful and we're very sensitive to climate smartness. And eventually linkage to markets, the consumer market, the industrial market, and the export market. And thus we tailor all our initiatives and interventions to follow this value chain format. Therefore, it's imperative that we comprehend that NIRSAL is a risk-sharing system and a mechanism created by the Central Bank of Nigeria with the mandate to enhance the flow of affordable finance and investments into fixed agricultural value chains. What you are witnessing today is part of the fixing of the value chain. You may recall that we recently signed MoUs and entered in a series of partnerships with key agricultural value chain players over the past few months. Each of these collaborations with its unique value offering is strategically aligned with our overall vision and methodology of fixing the broken agricultural value chain. From enhancing affordable finance and investment to mechanization, agricultural input supply, primary production, post-harvest processing, storage, logistics, industrial processing, and ultimately to the markets. That is why I think in our byline you will see agribusiness, finance, markets. There's a logic behind that. For instance, we did sign an MoU with ACO, the makers of Massey Ferguson tractors and other brands, which is a renowned manufacturer of tractors and related agricultural machineries in the world. We also did an MoU with MECA, a technical partner, for the refurbishment and repair of tractors, of broken down tractors in Nigeria and financing them. With Relay of Germany for post-harvest modular processing technology, with Agdivoca of the US for developing all year-round farming, leveraging on technology, particularly irrigation, with the United Nations Development Program on the Nigerian Agribusiness Supplier Development Program, which eliminates supply chain bottlenecks, linking primary production to markets and technical assistance within the scope. And then the Moroccan insurance industry through Mamda and Mamdari for enhancing local capacity in developing innovative insurance products, and several other financial institutions, for example, developmental and commercial finance institutions. Example is this MoU we signed with Development Bank of Nigeria, with Nigeria Export and Import Bank Nexim, with Union Bank, with Stanbic IBTC, and others that are in the pipeline. All these are geared towards provision of affordable and sustainable finance. But you can only provide affordable and sustainable finance into agricultural value chain provided you create the structured environment that EDTech was referring to. There has always been money and there has always been agriculture. The question is, why were the two not coming together? Because finance is very clear-eyed, requires a very clean, structured, end-to-end environment where they can see the beginning, the middle, and the end. Money goes in, money is utilized, the conversion cycle is complete. Money comes back, profit is made, everyone is happy. But anything that looks like a dark hole, an unstructured environment, and ask commercial finance to come in, that will never happen. The job of NIRSAL is to work with partners like Syngenta to ensure we did bring light into that unstructured environment and practically structure it and offer it to global finance and say, look, is it clear for you now? So in essence, literally, that is what NIRSAL does. Now, the logic behind these collaborations, including this one today, is to crowd in key players in their respective value chain activities and support agricultural projects through technology transfer, training, offering discounted prices on products from Syngenta, yes, and services. Yes. And all those for our smallholder farmers. And I'm sure the regional director will carry Mr. Ahmed's message back to Bern, or Basel, as the case may be. Now, using NIRSAL as the platform, as the fulcrum to do all that. This partnership, therefore, will engender increased production, particularly for smallholder farmers in Nigeria, by linking them to quality inputs on a structured vendor finance payment structure under the NIRSAL guarantee without necessarily asking the farmer to pay upfront. This is a challenge, and I'm sure the regional director has accepted that. And this is a smart way to get to market very fast by Syngenta. And then linking them to quality inputs, of course, those Syngenta. But in addition to that, also side by side with inputs, training farmers on the adoption of package of practices and trainings on the best agronomical practices to achieve optimal yield. I'm sure regional director will mention more details on how, what I love the Pareto principle. A 20% of effort will result in up to 80% of output, right? And that is what this represents. Our farmers need simple and reliable ways to maximize their yields. The thrust is to take a holistic approach and create integrated, tailored solutions. All this combined with advanced crop protection science, quality seeds delivering higher yields, and agronomic advice based on our deep insight into how smallholder farmer mindset works. These combined can increase farmers' yields by over 40, sometimes up to 80%, just by improving his package of practices. Therefore, this partnership between NIRSAL and Syngenta is designed to ensure, 1, basic business management by smallholder farmers, 2, an end-to-end agronomy practice support, 3, crop protection protocols, and 4, safe and effective use of crop protection products. You can see the logic here. There were 3 items first before the issue of crop protection products. And that's the beauty of this collaboration. Furthermore, I would like to use this opportunity to stress that this partnership is not only focused on making quality products available to farmers, but will more importantly provide productivity-enhancing technology and practices for smallholder farmers in Nigeria to push their yield from what it is currently to up to 80% more. This will include a wide range of support such as improving seed yields, teaching the best farm practices, and provide effective capacity building to farmers and other stakeholders to ensure optimal productivity. The productivity enhancing technology and practices for smallholder farmers, these productivities that Syngenta is offering, have been tested, validated, and adopted across the globe in African countries like South Africa, Kenya, and Morocco, in Latin America countries like Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina, and also in European countries of France, Italy, Spain, UK, as well as the USA and Canada. So today, based on this partnership, we're leveraging on the global footprint of Syngenta to see how can we bring in those package of practices and adapt them to suit the local realities in Nigeria and therefore enhance the farmers' yield. Through the use of these technologies and practices, farmers' yields are expected to increase by a minimum of 40% and can go up to 80%. Thus, working with our research institutions and universities in Nigeria, we will adapt those global platforms of technology and package of practices to suit our local realities in order to enhance those productivities. Therefore, farmers under the Central Bank of Nigeria's Anchor Borrower Program, of which we are a participating financial institution, as well as other primary production activities will enjoy these yield-enhancing technologies and package of practices through our project monitoring, reporting, and remediation offices across the 36 states plus FCT. This presents the opportunity to reach over 1 million smallholder farmers leveraging on NIRSAL's coverage and collaborations with critical stakeholders in the agricultural value chain. To ensure sustainability and maximum adoption of these technologies and packages of practices closer to the smallholder farmers, we will put it on the layer of our APAS structure. Now, this starts with the geo cluster of 10,000 hectares, coming down to agro-geo cooperatives of 250 hectares, coming down further to agro-geo cooperative cells of 50 hectares, and ultimately coming down to the individual plot of the farmer, which can be half a hectare, 0.2 of a hectare, or 1 hectare, or 2 hectares as the case may be. So there is a very structured logic to how we are going to play with Syngenta in the field. These package of practices will be broadcasted nationwide for the benefit of our smallholder farmers using major means of communication such as folk media like theater, puppetry, and public broadcast vans. We will also use radio, the internet, television, newspapers, and magazines. The broadcast will be agroecology specific and crop cycle specific. So it's not going to be a one jacket fits all. For every cycle in either a cocoa crop, a palm oil crop, a cereal crop, we will tailor specific bespoke package of practice that is necessary and critical to the farmers at that stage in the life cycle to ensure that they adopt it as and when required. So it's not a question of teaching somebody teaching a practice to a farmer 3 or 4 or 5 months before. We want to actually teach it there and he practices there so that the adoption rate is going to be astronomical. We, as an organization, are passionate about our mandate of regenerative agriculture and agribusiness in Nigeria, and are particularly appreciative of our strategic role in the implementation of the federal government's Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, the ERGP, the Agriculture Promotion Policy of the federal government, as well as the mandate given to us by the Central Bank of Nigeria. For us at NIRSAL, therefore, the establishment of this partnership with Syngenta is a clear indication of the growing confidence of stakeholders, both public and private, in the agricultural policy and the economic diversification agenda of the current administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari. I must commend the management of Syngenta Agrochemical Company for taking this bold step. By partnering with NIRSAL, we will achieve our objectives faster, and also the vision of shaping and positioning the Nigerian agricultural sector from being agricultural to driven more by agribusiness through effective technology transfer, capacity building, and POPs, the package of practices. In conclusion, therefore, I would like to first of all thank the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, our amiable Chairman of Board of Directors, for providing us always with consistent advice, unwavering support, and equipping NIRSAL with the necessary tools to achieve our mandate as is witnessed today. Ladies and gentlemen, for us to leapfrog our agricultural primary production system, we need to leverage on the power of partnerships and collaborations with established players across the agricultural value chain. Through effective collaboration, we can make a difference overnight. There is no time for incrementalism in the Nigerian economy. It has to be step change. It has to be a leapfrog kind of paradigm shift. Therefore, agriculture may have challenging moments, but through proper planning, adoption of good agronomical practices, and use of technology, it can certainly make a lot of difference in our farmers' lives and in their income and in their yield. We welcome more of these collaborations and partnership with reputable agricultural value chain players from anywhere and around the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andy. So all we have done so far is to make sure that the smallholder farmer has money in his pocket. Like the MD likes to say, there's no need to reinvent wheels. He has the wheel, we have the grease, and are the fulcrum to make all these things happen. Let's make welcome for his remarks the Regional Director, Africa, Dr. Lucius Cavizera.
So thank you very much. Let me first say a very great thank you for the very, very warm welcome I got. And let me really say thank you to you, Dr. Alion Hamid, Managing Director of NIRSAL. I feel personally a bit emotional. It's a very special moment. Especially to assist, to such a insightful speech that we just got from our managing director. I think he has a vision, he has a passion, he has really given all the elements necessary to improve productivity for farmers, and this is touching myself as well. I'm a farmer by nature, so I understand farming, not that well Nigerian farming in rice, but I can follow what does it mean to have a good yield. And that's why I'm very touched for what he said. Because the way he expressed how to improve productivity, it sees that he cares. He cares about the nation. He cares about really doing a strong sign. But let me also say a warm welcome to all of you, management, employees of this company, stakeholders in agriculture. But let me also say a thank you and also an appreciation to my colleague Sonia, our country manager, as well as our team from Syngenta, who is largely present here. Because without all those people, you stakeholders, NIRSAL, our team, we will not be here today. Yeah. So, again, it's for me a special honor to be here, that I have been present to the summit on rice, but also even more so the today, which was not really planned, but I'm really touched personally, and I feel honored to represent Syngenta here. So, as our managing director said, so Syngenta, we are the leader in agribusiness in the world. So I do not want to repeat things, but just emphasize that something we want to do the difference as a company is we want to be a trusted partner. Partner with global institutions, partner with local institutions, with private companies. Because we have realized something in the past years. We cannot do this journey alone. We have a great vision, but we need to collaborate together with successful companies that share the same passion and the same vision we have as well. So our purpose is, like was mentioned before, to support the food security. So again, as I said, support food security is a big word, is a challenge. As I learned and appreciated your words that you said on the summit, there are plenty of challenges. But behind each challenge, there is an opportunity. So hence, we have only opportunities. I remember this sentence, thank you, it was really penetrating in my brain. So our strategy, we are pretty much in most of the crops in the world, but we have 8 strategic crops, and most of them are also present in this country. Taking maize, taking rice, soybean, vegetables, sugarcane. So these are crops where our company is investing big volumes of money, of resources to keep up with technology, with innovation, to remain at the edge and to remain really at the forefront in this business with new solutions and offers. As he was mentioning, we are not just a product seller. It's not the way we want to be perceived in the market. We want to be perceived as a company who supports farmers to improve their productivity. Because this is the engine for well-being, for health, for well-being of farmers, for well-being of all people involved in the agriculture. So let me give a few examples, as he mentioned. So we know what we talk about, taking a challenge to improve yield by 30%. And we know what we talk about is a lot, 30% more income for a farmer, which is a big challenge, but is an opportunity, because if we are not able to improve productivity of cocoa farmers, there might be a shortage on chocolate in the world, because such farmers might disappear. And this is the concern of all of us. Another element that obviously the financial part is as critical as the offer we propose, because if the financial part is not secured, and that's obviously one of the fantastic reasons for us to partner with NIRSAL, we don't have a solution. We have also worked on several solutions in the southern part of this continent that we call internally financial solution. to really enable farmers to invest in an adequate way into technology. So just a few words about Africa. Africa for Syngenta is important, the whole continent. So years back we have decided to invest in this country because first of all we believe this is pretty much the only growing continent in the years ahead. And when it comes to Nigeria, Nigeria is high on the priority list for us. If we take the continent of Africa, Nigeria leads the game there. Why that? First of all, there is a large economy, growing population, but more important than large economy and growing population is the openness of the government, of the institutions in this country. They are open for innovation, they are open for technology. And we truly believe this is the engine to improve agriculture and to bring productivity back to farmers and obviously to improve their well-being, which is important. If a farmer can get 20% more yield, he will be able maybe to have better scholarship for his first kids. He's able to improve his social level in the world, in the society. He has a lot of opportunities ahead of him. And this is what our business is for. So, just in conclusion, let me say a few words about the RISE initiative as well, more precisely. As it was mentioned, we believe that you need good products to have good inputs. Quality products is very important and very essential. And this is obviously for us something that we would even not talk about. It's very clear. We do not sell low quality products. Our standards are worldwide the same. We are not making double or triple standards. This is not existing in our company. But the product alone is not enough. There is the follow-up, how you use products, how you manage a crop. This is making the large difference. And I'm speaking a bit against the interest of my company. I can obviously sell you the best product. If I'm not taking care that this product is properly used, the poor farmer will have wasted money because he will not have the expected return. So let me just say, yes, we want to bring competitive, discounted product. I do agree. Discount is obviously an interesting word. What we always say, discount, yes, it has to be competitive. We want to be competitive. If a farmer says at the end of the season, with the solution you offered me, I had a lower return than with the other solution, I think we have done something wrong, and absolutely agree that we should not be in business. So this is our challenge, and as I said before, this is our opportunity. We have to work hard to be good, to be really supporting of the farmers. So in this RISE initiative, as we had a very interesting discussion, and I have to say that the summit was extremely insightful. The discussion we had with NIRSAL here as well. So what we want to do together is really using the strengths of the two companies, the learning, the experience we have gathered over the past in the world, partly in the country, and to merge all these experiences together and make a good and competitive solution for the rice farmers here in Nigeria. I truly believe that to improve productivity by 30–50% is absolutely feasible. The results we have from our initiative in rice in the past years in Nigeria, we had yield, depending on location and of demo trials, going from 40% higher up to 400% higher. So let's be realistic, we will not do 400% everywhere, but we will also not do 40% everywhere. So it will be somewhere in the middle. Last but not least, we are measuring our performance worldwide. As it was mentioned, we have initiatives all over the place, in all continents, in most of the countries, and we measure. We measure through an external company. We ask this external company to measure our performance in productivity improvements. This is just to avoid that we are making nice discussions and at the end we do not execute as we talk. So our logic is walk the talk. So very last now, this is obviously for us and for me personal an honor and a historical moment to seal this MoU together with NIRSAL. Because this is bringing a milestone, I truly believe, and I look forward that in 1, 2, 3 years we can stay here all together and look back to the progress and the performance we did. So let me just say one more time, wholeheartedly thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you to you, Managing Director, for inviting us here and creating this fantastic opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you for painting the clear picture on Syngenta's part of this deal. Okay, now to the business of the day. Let's seal the deal. For this, we would have MD, CEO, NIRSAL, and the Regional Director, Syngenta, and all witnesses present. From the item, please. Idi, sir. Idi, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank the Regional Director, Syngenta, the Country Director, Syngenta, the ED Technical, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you this day for participating in this landmark event. Today, we witness the beginning of a partnership geared towards improving the Nigeria agricultural sector by building capacity through the concerted efforts of all stakeholders here present. I'm particularly pleased to be part of this groundbreaking event, and we at NIRSAL look forward to a fruitful working relationship with Syngenta. Thank you all for coming, and have a safe trip back to your various destinations. Thank you.
So actually, I'm wondering, when you say smallholders, who are these smallholders? Do we have women amongst them? If we do, what is their percentage in terms of those who you are supporting? Give us a brief on that.
Okay, let me put into context the purpose of this MoU signing ceremony with Syngenta today. As mentioned in our speeches, Syngenta is a global player in crop protection products, as well as in the ability to do capacity building for the users of their products. Now, to enhance the productivity of the farmer goes beyond technology. The farmer has got to be handheld, he has got to be trained, he has got to be taught on how to leverage those technologies and use it efficiently. What is the interest of NIRSAL here? Any technology that enhances the productivity of the farmer means more revenue for the farmer. More revenue for the farmer means the capacity to be able to use borrowed money or credit and to use it efficiently and to pay back and to make a profit and to go back to business. This is the sustainable model that NIRSAL is pursuing. Specifically, come back to your question, smallholder farmers constitute, from some estimates, between 80 to 90% of the producers of all the commodities we consume in this country. They are critically important and they constitute 60% of Nigeria's population. Within the smallholder farmer segment, there are so many statistics that showed that women and youth, particularly women, they are very dominant in primary production, they are very dominant in artisanal processing, they are also very dominant in cooperative activities. Therefore, I expect that this partnership with Syngenta in terms of the latest technology for productivity enhancement, in terms of capacity building and training, will largely affect women and the youth across the country.
Yes. I'm also wondering, when we talk about technology and access to credit, now is there any model? We've seen in the past that there was the one day the Ministry of Agriculture was using phones, for instance, to track farmers and give them the inputs. So are we seeing anything in that regard for this one?
Yeah, let me make a quick comment on that and I'll allow the Director for Africa of Syngenta to talk. Technology does not mean information technology alone. Seed is technology, fertilizer is technology, mechanization is technology. Today, the technology that we are talking about is the technology that is related particularly to what Syngenta is known globally for. They are crop production products and probably seed technology and others. But more importantly, it's not even the technology. It's how do we handhold farmers to be able to use this technology to boost their yield. This is the whole purpose. Country Director, you can comment on that.
Sure. So we are obviously, that's really why we are so excited and so interested, and we do appreciate so much this partnership, because this is bringing together, let's say, the power of NIRSAL and is enabling to bring this technology, our offers, our solutions down to the ground, not only to large farmers but also to small farmers. Maybe we have to adapt our offer to smallholders. You know, we should not behave in the same way with a commercial farm like we do with a smallholder. We need to adapt ourselves, and what you rightly said, we need to handhold the smallholder to do the things right. Otherwise, we will not get the expected results. And the two organizations have the power, the capacity to do that. That's why we are so confident that we will achieve our results.
Syngenta operates and has a mandate to work with 6 core pillars to achieve good output and productivity for farmers. First on our pillar is to get more, grow more from less resource. And in doing that, it involves the use of all forms of technology, not just information technology, planting technology, seed technology, crop protection technology, training technology. So it involves all aspects of helping farmers to get more from the limited resource that is available to them in terms of finances, in terms of the land also that they are putting to use, in terms of even their energy that they deploy into this activity. And for us at Syngenta, we are committing to seeing that coming through and also reflecting on the farm for the smallholder farmers.
Just wondering, how many farmers do you target under this project, and are you already talking to them?
So in terms of number of farmers, the entire smallholder farmer segment in Nigeria, they stand to benefit in this project. Don't forget, the Anchor Borrower Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria is the most successful smallholder farmer finance scheme ever in this country. That presents an opportunity to target those smallholder farmers that are already taking money for production from the central bank, and incidentally NIRSAL is one of the participating financial institutions. It's not enough that money is provided. The question is, how do we enable them to get quality inputs to use that money for? But getting the inputs alone is not enough. How do you handhold these farmers to do the application of these inputs right? How do they weed right? How do they plant right? How do they create the right density of crop per hectare? And how do they harvest right? How do they stop post-harvest of up to 40, 50, 60%? Because every one of these activities directly affects the revenue flow and the capacity of the farmer to make profit. So in terms of the number of smallholder farmers, the entire smallholder farmer segment in Nigeria will stand to benefit from this partnership.